So this story is about two trees. The old oak tree that had seen many a season, and the young oak tree who hadn't seen quite so many seasons. And they were growing and living very close together. And the old oak tree was used to having to explain things to the young oak tree. The old oak tree stood tall and still and strong. But the young oak tree twisted and wiggled in the wind, very restless, like all young things. So it was in the winter when it was cold and wet, and the young oak tree was twisting and complaining because its roots were in the cold, wet soil, and the young oak tree didn't like it. Oh, he said, it's cold and wet, and ow, what is that? Oh, I don't believe it, I've got a rock in my way. And the old oak tree just went, oh dear. Because he had explained this before. He said, little oak tree, you have to grow your roots down in the winter if you ever want to be big and strong like me. So don't worry, use that rock. Wrap your roots around the rock and you'll be stronger. And the young oak tree said, all right, but I don't like it. But luckily, winter turns to spring. And the little oak tree was a bit bigger and stronger, and it was getting warmer, and the sun was coming out. And the little oak tree looked at its stronger branches and noticed, I've got spots! I've got red things growing on my branches! Boils! I must be diseased! And the old oak tree sighed. Oh, they're your buds. You've got to have buds if you want to have leaves. You want to look smart in the summer, don't you? Oh, yes, thought the little oak tree. They're my buds. Of course I want leaves. So spring moves into summer. And now the little oak tree is very smart, covered in leaves. A very fancy green coat that he shows off to all around. And one day he was looking down one of his branches in his beautiful green coat when he noticed something crawling along the branch, and it tickled. I've got bugs! I'm infested! They're eating my leaves! They're eating my leaves! And the old oak tree shook his head slowly. Oh, don't worry, little tree. They can't eat all your leaves. And anyway, our leaves are a gift to the animals of the woodland. Now, do you like birds? If you like birds, you have to have caterpillars and bugs. The birds eat them. And do you like butterflies? You can't have butterflies without caterpillars, and caterpillars need leaves. Oh, thought the little oak tree, I do like butterflies, and I love birds nesting. Okay, so eat my leaves, the little oak tree said. Eat away, because you can't eat them all. My gift to you. He felt very proud. But then summer turns into autumn, and the days get shorter, and it starts to feel a bit cold, and the little oak tree drew his green coat round him against the wind, and then he noticed something on his branch. He shouted, my leaves, they're turning brown, and I've just lost one. One's fallen off. I think I'm going to die. It's all over. And the old oak tree sighed again, said, little oak tree, don't worry. We always lose our leaves in the winter or coming into winter because the wind is going to blow. And if we keep our leaves, our branches might break. And you don't want that. And anyway, the leaves are our gift, once again, to the floor of the wood. It keeps the soil warm, keeps the frost and the cold away from your roots. And it also provides lots of homes for the animals that are going to sleep through the winter. You want them to be nice and warm for the winter, don't you? And the little oak tree thought, oh yes. Take the leaves, little animals. Enjoy a nice soft bed. It is my gift to you, said the little oak tree, very proud. And then autumn turns back into full winter and it gets fully cold and wet again. And the soil is very freezy and the roots of the trees grow down looking for grip. And the little oak tree went, ah, I don't like it. And the old oak tree shook his head, and said, here we go again. So that's the story of the young oak tree and the old oak tree. I hope you enjoyed it.